Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Reiki Talk Live. I try to get my computer to show me what's really going on. Oh, there we go. All right, excellent. So welcome to Reiki Talk Live. This edition is going to be about distance Reiki and permission. So thanks for joining me on this beautiful May day. It's a little bit chilly outside here in Gaithersburg, Maryland, but I still wanted to sit outside because it's nice out. I'm going to need apparently to, I'm going to also call this up on my phone so that I can see if people are here. So give me one moment to get that shiz together. And here it is. Oh, good. I can see myself. And so maybe I'll see if people will comment. Oh, and I also need to mute that thing on my phone. Okay, good. Okay, so hello. Oh, Denise, I see you're here, and thank you for coming. Thank you for being here, and now I can do this. All right, so today we are having a discussion about distance Reiki and permission. Now, at first it might seem like, you don't really need permission to do something like that. You're just thinking kind thoughts for another person, and there's no permission needed to do that. But I'll tell you something. There is a difference between kind thoughts and prayer and Reiki. Okay, and in fact, I have an entire class that I teach on this because it can be complicated and the nuances can be hard to understand, but it's really not. I mean, there's certain ways to think about it that will help. So first of all, I want you to know that Reiki, this is the thing to remember. And hello, Amy Birch. Thanks for watching. The thing to remember is that Reiki is doing something. Okay, doing like being an active participant in a process that serves to affect another person. This is different from thinking kind thoughts, and this is different from prayer. And so thinking about it this way can maybe start to shine some perspective on this. Let me elaborate a little bit more. Hello, Cindy. Okay, I'm just saying hello to people. Okay, let me elaborate a little bit more. At first, you think, well, prayer, how is that different from Reiki? And prayer is different because thinking of the process. Okay, so what are we doing with prayer? We are saying, dear God, please heal Marie. Okay, so we're asking God, Spirit, some higher source to take charge and do a thing that we are requesting. And that's it. Our involvement is over. Dear God, Spirit, whoever, please heal this person. Please help this person. That's it. Okay? Our involvement is over. When we are involved in offering Reiki, there's something more personal going on here, something more active as far as us as participants. So we intend, Reiki on, we are connecting with universal life force energy, and then we are directing this energy to work in some way to help a person. Now, granted, that person's higher self needs to receive it and so forth, but we can be so involved in the process, and it's very normal to be so involved in the process that we can feel the energy being received by that person and even comment on it either during the session or afterwards. So we are actually like taking hands with spirit source, or however you want to think of it, and working together towards affecting change. This is involvement. And with involvement comes accountability. And this is the thing about Reiki that makes it different from prayer, or send you good vibes, thinking good thoughts for you. This is what makes it different. We are involved. And so, as I said, with involvement comes responsibility. And that kind of responsibility is expressed through permission. Because a person receiving Reiki, this is my second point here, because a person receiving Reiki might feel something, and quite often will, if they are paying attention, or if they are open to feeling it, or just relaxing, let's say, and they're sensitive, they may feel something. They may feel tingles, heat, see colors, things moving around. They may feel pressure or something going on as a result of the Reiki working. We are responsible for caring for that person in such a way that they would not be startled by this, because it is definitely possible that a person who suddenly is receiving Reiki in a way that they can feel would be confused by something like, what am I feeling? What is that? And they could be like upset maybe because they feel weird. They could feel hot or dizzy or tingly, something that just feels foreign to them. And they could be confused and concerned by that experience if they were not prepared in advance, if they weren't prepared for it or didn't give permission for it. So it's a whole different thing to just like stealth Reiki somebody and not give a care about whether or not that would be the case for them, or to offer that person Reiki and let them say yes or no. And if they say yes, even if they're like, I don't know, whatever, sure, thinking it's like probably no big deal. Right, Amy, a healing process at all. I mean, can't you, most of us could, if we're tuned in, can feel Reiki in some way. Oh, a healing crisis. Well, Amy, it's not even about a healing crisis necessarily. It's just to feel something is different and not understand why that's happening. A person who's, even if they're skeptical, goes, yeah, sure, send me Reiki, whatever. That's permission. You send them Reiki and they start to feel something. They might be like, hey, wait, I'm feeling something. Is that you? Are you doing that actually? And you say, yeah, well, that's the Reiki that you're feeling. And they go, okay, well, that's interesting. Tell me more about this Reiki. And then all of a sudden they're open and they're interested, and you have a much more positive effect. You have a much more positive, you're putting Reiki in a positive light. People who send Reiki without asking because they feel like, oh, they'll think I'm weird, are people that need to get over themselves. Denise, I will definitely go to your topic. I will definitely address that in a moment. I will, because that falls into the other category. There is an other category that I will get to, which has to do with, well, what if the person can't give permission? What if they're in a coma? What if you don't know them and it's a group of people, all the people that have, that are in the hospital with COVID-related pneumonia, for instance, and I don't know any of them, but I want to do something for them. That's different. Okay. I will get to that in a moment. But first I want to talk about people who could give permission because they're conscious. They are someone you have that opportunity to ask. And this is the number 3 point that I want to make, and maybe the most important, is having a choice. Sorry, it was a bird. I was like, what was that? Oh, a bird. Is having a choice. Having a choice is, it's a right. So let's think about this for a second. I don't necessarily want everybody who would judge me as needing something that they have to give. Doesn't mean I necessarily want what they have to give, whether it's material or energetic. So maybe somebody they do some kind of energy work, but I don't like the way they do it, or maybe I don't think they've been trained well, not by me. No, but maybe they push their energy on someone, or maybe they are some sort of religion and that has beliefs and practices, and as a part of their work they do, it's all integrated. In other words, to me, it might feel like they're trying to, I'm going to get Jesus to save you. Okay. Like, I'm okay with my spirituality, thanks though. I'll work on that myself, if that's what I want to do. Like, I like to be like, thank you, but no, thank you. I like somebody, they're not going to, like, don't put a whole lot of effort towards me unless it's something that I agree to. Think about it like that. Would you want somebody just looking at you thinking that you need something that they've got to give and then just shoving it at you? Whatever it is, whether it's medicine or it's their own energy thing, or their religious practice or something like that, maybe I would like to just be asked. I mean, I know I would like to just be asked. I'm just looking to make sure it's not going to rain. Oh God, please don't rain on me out here. Okay. I know I would like to be asked, and I'd like to be able to say no. And so I think of it this way. Not everyone is aligned with my own spirituality, my own way of thinking about life and Reiki. They have their own ways of dealing with their crises, their imbalances that they feel comfortable with. So there are some people out there that might not want what I have to offer. As silly as that sounds. What? Reiki is great. Yeah, okay, that's my opinion. And the opinion of many people, thank goodness. Those people who I am so happy to serve and to be here for. But those other people who have their own beliefs, and you've maybe even seen, not in this group, but in other places where some of my posts or videos have been, there have been some strong comments against what I'm saying. No, only Jesus heals. How dare you? Like, okay, it's not the way I think. I try to explain a little bit, but they're very sure about how they feel. So that's okay. I'm not going to start sending those people Reiki. They don't want it. And it's not right to do something to somebody that doesn't want it. That's not respecting somebody. That's not giving them the power of choice. And I want that same respect back from other people. So I offer the respect of asking and offering Reiki if I think that I know somebody that Reiki could be helpful for. Is it okay if I send you some Reiki to help you with that? And they say yes, or they say no, I'm good. Maybe they're going to see their own Reiki practitioner or their own whatever practitioner, or they're on the way to the doctor. I do not think it's wise to send Reiki to someone who's on the way to the doctor for a diagnosis, because Reiki might minimize the symptoms and they might not get an accurate diagnosis. Not talking about blood work and stuff, but I'm like, a fever could come down. Blood pressure could come down as a result of receiving Reiki, and often will. So things like that, aches and pain comes down. Okay, that's a really good question, Denise. Denise, you're asking the best questions. I will respond to those now. So first of all, the first number one priority, when possible, is to ask permission, literally. Okay? If that person is capable of giving you an answer, meaning they are conscious and you know them in some way, enough way that you could communicate and ask them, or ask your friend to ask their mother if they're willing to receive Reiki, for instance. Okay? You should do that. That's number one. Let's talk about number two. The first thing that Denise asked me about is, well, what about there's a disaster? Or what about a certain group of people in need, like people in the hospital who are on ventilators, say, and we feel for them. We feel compassion. We want to send them Reiki, but we can't ask them. We don't know them. Or it's a whole group of people dealing with some sort of crisis. In that case, yes, it's okay to send Reiki, okay? I'm going to teach you the cover your butt method, which should only be used in times like that. And that also touches on your second question, Denise, like offer Reiki without asking, but give it the subconscious power of choice. I'm going to talk about what that is. First of all, that should only be done as a second option, not the first. The first priority should always be asking if you can, okay? Because that is respectful. And the person should be allowed to say no if they can. Secondly, if you ask their subconscious, if it's one person and you're sending it, well, let me just send it to their subconscious so I don't have to ask them in person. I disagree with doing this, okay? There's a way to do that so that you take the power out of your own hands. The power meaning the choice, okay? You really are giving them the choice. Let me explain. Some people, some practitioners say, ask them subconsciously, tune in for a yes. That's great for certain people, but I don't recommend it because I wouldn't do that. Because I know that I would hear a yes, and it'd be probably coming from myself, or I would be wondering if that was actually, I made up that yes. Oh yes, Alice, thank you, Alice, because I want to help so bad that it's hard for me to be objective when it comes to doing that. So I don't really want to make an error. So here's what I do, and this is whether it's a group of people or the person in that I saw, collapse in the supermarket. The one lady had, one time I was in the supermarket, and a lady just collapsed and her cart fell, and she was having looked like an epileptic fit or something, seizure. And she was not conscious. And so I waited with her while they called the paramedics. And in that case, I did use this cover your butt method for Reiki because I couldn't ask her because she couldn't respond. So that's a great example. So let me tell you the cover your butt method. But I am going to say this again because I want to make it very clear. You don't use this all the time. This isn't a fallback. This is an if you cannot ask, really cannot ask, because you can't get an answer, then you can use this method, okay? Because I do believe that asking is the best thing to do when you can. Now that I've said that again, let me teach you the cover your butt method. And Denise, this could be used in the case of somebody that's unconscious and you can't ask them, or they are in surgery and you can't ask them, and you couldn't ask them before either because it's somebody's aunt and they said, would you please send my aunt? So, something like that, okay? All right. This is how you do it. You're going to intend Reiki on just like you're about to send somebody Reiki as normal. And Reiki for recipient or recipient list. For instance, those people that are in the hospital on ventilators with COVID, being treated for COVID-19 related pneumonia, something like that. Okay. Like you have a group of people or you have that person who collapsed in the grocery store. Okay. Then this is the cover your butt sentence. If their higher self or selves, okay, are willing to receive this Reiki healing, please may they receive what is best for their highest and best in their healing, okay? Let them receive whatever is in their highest and best. And if not, then let this Reiki go to world peace, my cat, some backup plan that does not require this layer of permission, okay? So to my plants, world peace, the earth, the well-being of my family. Some sort of global thing, okay? So that is the backup. That is the if not, if their higher selves are not willing. So that way, what you're doing is putting the permission where it belongs, in the hands of the higher selves of the people that you're trying to offer Reiki to. If they're willing to receive this Reiki, let them receive for their highest and best, whatever is the best for them. And if not, if their higher self says no, let this Reiki go to my chickens. I don't know, whatever it is, something that, something else. Okay, that's okay. World peace is a very nice one. Okay, so that is the backup plan. But I'm going to say this just one more time to make sure that I'm being so clear that you would not ever be not clear about this. Don't use this on person who's totally capable of answering. It's a good question, Denise. I'll be there with that. Because you're not, because they might feel something. Their higher self may take it and yay, right? But now they may feel weird. They may feel it. And they might not like it. They may not or they just they wouldn't understand why they're feeling so strange. And some people have a powerful sense of Reiki and energy changes. And that could be disturbing to them because they don't know where it's coming from or what it is. And I don't like to have the possibility of disturbing somebody. I don't feel that's the right thing to do. So, okay. Now I want to ask, hi, Eric. Okay, I want to look at Denise's question because Denise said, would the cover your butt method also apply if the individual is conscious and you have friction with them and you or someone thinks it could be beneficial for their healing process? I want you to switch places with them in this scenario in your mind for a second, Denise. And suppose that you're having a conflict. You're angry with somebody. You have friction with them. You're in an argument. They were really mean. Maybe, I don't know, they trashed you on social media. Who the heck knows, okay? And you are sick, or whatever it is. Please God, that wouldn't happen. But anyway, suppose in this scenario that you are the one who's ailing, and that person, without your permission, decides to send you something that maybe you don't even like. They may not be the best Reiki practitioner. All you know, I don't know. Maybe it's not even Reiki. Maybe whatever. They want to do something to you without saying they're sorry, but you're mad at them. You don't like them or whatever for right now. And would you want that? I mean, would you be like, oh, it's okay? Would you be welcoming about that if you're still mad at them? Amy, that's a very good question. I'm going to be right there with that. So my opinion, Denise, is don't do that. If you are not comfortable asking them because you have this argument going on, don't do it. Or pray instead. You can pray instead. You can always pray, okay, God, please heal Marie. Even though I'm mad at Marie, even though Marie's mad at me, even though we're having this conflict, God, please heal Marie. Please just give Marie something to help her feel better, help her with that, and let her situation be solved. Thank you. Amen. No conflict here. No, nothing. But getting involved in someone's energy when you don't have permission, and I don't believe that the cover your butt method would be appropriate here, because I think that you could ask them. So I'm saying no about that one. That's my opinion, but please think about it. I really strongly believe in an ethical practice, and also try to think about how would it feel if I was on the other side of that. I'm not yelling at you. I think it's a great question, Denise, and I'm so glad you asked. Just want to put that out there. Okay, Amy asked a really good question about special needs. So Amy, if you are the caretaker of a person, like your child, your pet, a person, okay, or a pet, okay, you are the caretaker or the guardian of someone like a person with special needs, then you do not need permission. You can just go ahead and do that, or you can use the cover your butt method if you want to. But if you're their guardian, you have already responsibility. It's my cat on the neighbor's fence. Awesome. You have responsibility for them, for their care and their well-being. You are the one who's going to take them to the doctor. You're the one who's going to administer medicine for them or whatever. You don't need permission. You're already in that role. If it's your adult child, like I have a daughter who's 20, and I know she'll accept Reiki from me anytime, okay? But if she wasn't of that, if she wasn't that way, then I would ask her, because she can decide, yes, I want Reiki or I don't. Or actually, my daughter, Sari, who's 18, as an example, I offer her Reiki. And if she says, no, I don't give her Reiki, because maybe she doesn't want that. I don't want that right now, Mom. Just leave me alone. Or, so, okay. So, okay, maybe later, would you like me to send it to you by distance? Mom, stop. Okay, fine. I'm going to go do my work, and I'll, let me know if you need me. That's what we do as parents. I treat Reiki the same way when it comes to like my older children. Now, my 16-year-old, look, my kids generally want Reiki from me anytime, but sometimes, seriously, like they'll be like, no, not right now. Please don't witch with me. Okay, fine. So if they're capable, though, of answering, if they understand, then definitely. But Amy, in your case, I think you have carte blanche to send Reiki to your son, especially in that case, okay? And yeah, that was a great question. You guys are asking amazing questions. Thank you. Sometimes I'm here talking and nobody's saying anything. I'm like, well, I'll just talk. It's a good thing I like to talk. Oh, Denise, I love your questions. Oh, geez, I should send you a prize. You get the gold star for best questions day. There's gold star for you. Okay. You speak. I'm going to read her question because I love it so much. You speak of the flow of Reiki potentially becoming uncomfortable for some. Can you determine the flow, like control the faucet per se, to something more gentle? if you know that they are super sensitive. Now, again, this is not a permission thing. This is, you're going to send Reiki to somebody who knows they're getting it. Okay. Then that you know that they're extra sensitive, and it could be potentially, bothersome or something. Yeah, you can ask. This is with attunements. This is why I'm thinking while I'm talking, but I do this during attunements. When I'm attuning a student, if I know that that student is really sensitive and they're actually really nervous about their attunement being too strong, I will ask their higher self to make this attunement gentle and comfortable, soothing, nurturing. I put in words like that in my intention. I would not remember, I don't do stealth Reiki on people, because feeling anything different can be disturbing, can be like, what's going on here? I don't think it's right to do that, even if it's nice. I mean, don't do this as a way of doing stealth Reiki and be like, yeah, I'm going to stealth Reiki somebody, but make it gentle for them. No, okay, make it gentle anyways after you've asked them and they gave permission. So just so we get the permission thing out of the way. Now, that being said, if you know somebody's extremely sensitive to energy and you want to add specific, and you have permission to give them Reiki, and you want to add specific intentions for soothing, nurturing, comfortable, healing, helping, without being too disturbingly strong, then yes, you can add that intention in there and it works. And that's wonderful. There are sometimes, so sometimes people just don't have good energy barriers, like their own energetic barriers are very weak, which is why most of the time people pick up things that they shouldn't, or that aren't theirs, or they're just sensing other people's stuff and it becomes their own. And that's like, that happens. Empaths have that a lot. But at the same time, like, sending Reiki to somebody like that without permission could just upset them. Like, they could feel, what is this? And they just will make them feel insecure and uncomfortable. So that's one of the reasons I'm saying that. Can make a conscious effort to offer control of the faucet at the jump. I'm thinking with permission, we may not always know until it's flowing. Yeah, definitely. You can use your intention at the beginning of a session, even in the middle, to ask that this healing session, this Reiki, be soothing, helping, gentle. You can throw that stuff in there. Sure, definitely. You can do that. Don't use it as a substitute for permission. Okay, this is a talk about permission. That's why I'm saying that. But of course, you can always do that. Because people have different sensitivity levels. So I always ask, with attunements, I do that. May this attunement be, some of my students are like, give it to me strong. I want to feel everything. And I'm like, okay, make it be as strong and powerfully felt. And, and then other people are like, I'm worried, nervous. So may this be gentle and soothing, and let them be conscious of the attunement happening, but let them have a very comfortable and nurturing experience with attunement. So, different people want different things from me as far as attunements go, but I haven't had too many people with healings request a certain, dampening of it. And if that's the case, if it would be, I'd probably send it to them while they're sleeping, with the hopes that it wouldn't wake them up. I don't think I've ever woken anyone up with a Reiki healing. I've been woken up with an attunement before. I received an attunement from somebody who sent it from overseas, and he just sends it whenever he wants. Like, I don't really love that. I like cued, but anyway, he sent it. I woke up. I felt it. I woke up. I was like, whoa, I'm vibrating all over, man. And I just kind of wrote it out, waited and felt it. And I was like, that was the most interesting thing ever, But Reiki healing won't normally be that way for people. But if, again, use your judgment and use your knowledge of that person, or anything that you can learn about that person before you're going to send them Reiki, to help you decide whether an intention like that is necessary. So that's where I'm getting to with this. That's where I'm like, so it took me a while to come to a good answer for you. But yeah, now I have a good answer for you. So cool. Hey, while I've got you guys online with me, I hope that you've entered the contest to win the whole Practical Reiki Independent Studies series plus the books. If you've already taken Practical Reiki from me, you should still enter to win, because you can gift it to somebody, and what an incredible gift that would be for them, right? Or you could, you can offer it to somebody, raffle it off yourself. I don't know. But definitely enter, share with people, get a buzz going about what I'm offering, because yeah, I'm really ready to share this, and it's a really, I have streamlined the program in such a beautiful way. I think that this combination of lessons that you can watch on your own and my interaction with you. So quick little commercial and shout out about that. Enter the contest. It's on this page. There's a link, and so you can click, and I'll also probably post the link in the comments below this video when we're done, which is very soon, just to make sure that you can find it easily. So it's on, okay, it's at that, well, if Eric's still watching, maybe he'll type it in the comments, because he's helping me with the publicity. But it's the link is on this page. So just the raffle isn't going to happen on this page, but I will be announcing the winner. Thank you. Okay, so thank you all. Okay, so yeah, just go, if you scroll down this page, I think it's like 1 or 2 posts below this one about the contest, and I can't remember what the I can't look at it right now because I'm doing this, but as soon as I am done, I will put the link to the contest in the comments here, so you can't miss it. It's like a really easy link, but I forgot if it's practicalreiki.org/contest or something else. So I will excuse that. Just look in the comments below, and I will put it up there in the next minutes, okay? I really want to thank you for being here and attending to this with me live. And or if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. I hope that you got something out of this. If you did, please give me like a love or a thumbs up or some kind of emoji that's not an angry one. And and I look forward to being back next week for another Reiki talk. But especially important to me is that I hope I've given you some good things to think about, and valuable content, something to learn to make you a better practitioner, a more ethical practitioner, and to help you understand the ethics of Reiki a little better. Oh, thank you, Denise. And oh, thank you, Amy. And oh, thank you, everyone, for being here. And I'm sending you all love on this beautiful day. I hope that everybody is staying safe and well, whatever you're doing. If you're working outside or you're outside the home and being very essential and careful, or if you're staying home and trying to stay healthy. Oh, thanks, Cindy. I love that you're watching. Oh my gosh, we've been like in contact for years, and it's really nice to have you here. And in fact, everyone who's watching that I see your comments, I think I've known you for a longer time than I've, and I still haven't met you in person. So one day we will. But until then, this is a nice thing. So thanks again for coming. Thanks for your feedback. And I guess I'm going to end this because I hope I've answered all questions. And I think that I think this has been a good one. So thanks again, and everybody be well and safe. And I'll talk to you again next week. So bye.